Spirit Sports Consultants presents
What does a 15-game winner look like? We had two last year, the Lions and the Chiefs. Let's take a look and study and see if these teams were both equally worthy of 15 wins. Let's first discuss the key factors we look at, we evaluate games. And we can tell you, first of all, we don't look at records. In fact, we understand they're important, obviously, for playoffs, home field advantage, and all that. But as far as calculating who's going to win a bet or who's going to win a game, they're really not irrelevant. We look at points scored, points allowed, and then points differential. And that's what we use to evaluate relative strength of all teams. So we show you here how to compare relative strength, their points scored, points allowed to a record to see if a team might have been overvalued or. We did our 2025 record predictions for all teams video, and we got a lot of grief from Chiefs fans because we only predicted they would go 10-7 this year as opposed to their 15-2 season in 2024. We didn't understand the outrage here because when we predicted they would win the AFC West like they typically do, we didn't see 10 wins as an insult, but it's very difficult to predict that a team would win 15 games. In fact, we try to keep our estimates low. But since they brought it up, we want to go a little bit deeper into that 15-2 record and point out why that 15-2 record, we're not going to call them frauds, that was definitely higher than it should have been. And look at the standings we have in front of you. You get the record of 15-2, but look at the point differential, 59 points. Look below them. The Chargers 11-6 plus 101. Broncos 10-7, which is where we think the Chiefs should be, 114 points. Now, we know points scored is not everything. It's great to win close games, but when you try to determine how powerful a team is, that's very important. That's what we use in the betting formula. That's what Vegas uses in the betting formula. So let's take a look at another 15-win team, the Detroit Lions. And we know they kind of flamed out in the playoffs. Great game by the Commanders. It was a turnover-heavy game by the Lions. But if you look at what they did in the regular season, they were a legit 15-2 team with their .222 net points scored. So that is significant. So for Chiefs fans, we're going to show a couple of the close wins they had that kind of indicate that they're not a 15-win team. All right, let's look at some close victories for the Chiefs. Look at the doink field goal. Looks like it missed, right? Nope, went in. Game winner. They would have lost 17-16. This fumble. Raiders are in field goal range. What was that? The look-away snap cost them the game. Ended up losing the fumble. Chiefs win. Imagine that. Then this. Great play by special teams, but you can't count on a blocked field goal sealing a victory every week. So that's, again, great special teams play, but you can't count on them. And let's revisit the question, do the Chiefs benefit from officials' calls? We think that's unquestionable. Yes. Look at this playoff game against the Texans. I am a Texans fan, a little biased here, but this is not roughing the passer. He throws his head back like James Harden driving the lane. And then in this game right here, the prior play should have been a first down, and this one clearly is. He's past the line to gain. Watch this. Again, we're not Bills fans here. We're just speaking truth. Look where the line judge comes in. See his feet? He's way past the line of the game, but that was ruled not a first down. Chiefs got the ball, so very suspect there, and what they lost was a 3-point margin victory. In researching this video, we actually found a statistic that other sites use. It's called Pythagorean wins. It's a formula they use. They calculate the points scored, points allowed, and they actually factor in turnovers to come up with expected wins and expected losses. And we'll tell you what those numbers are here in a second. What's interesting, if you want to look that up, look for Pythagorean wins. I can't spell it, though. So a takeaway here is that we believe the Chiefs were a very good team. We think they should have been a 10-11 win team. We also believe the Lions should have been only a 13 or 14 win team. They had a good streak where they swept the division 6-0. That's tough to replicate. So again, we use this information for Vegas purposes, to handicap games and to not necessarily get suckered in by a team with a great record, which is what happened with the Super Bowl. Chiefs were favored. They should not have been favored. They should have been Eagles by 3, but because of that 15-win season, everybody fell in love with the Chiefs. Why we won, they didn't.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.